Cincinnati, Ohio, the center of the sports universe. Let's go! What is up, Bengals fam? It's your boy Mike coming back at you with another Who Daily. I was off yesterday because of personal things. Don't need to tell you. But everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I know you were super worried. But a little bit of news today. Nothing big going on. No, like big free agent signings or anything like that. Didn't have time to do a couple of the statistical breakdowns I was looking to do for specialty groups, wide receiver, running back groups in the AFC North, which I think we'll be looking for that a little bit later. But some news for today, just to wet the palate. The Bengals made a signing today. Not a particularly big deal. Tight end depth piece, potentially won't even make the roster, but Nick Eubanks, 25-year-old tight end, signed with the Bengals today. He was an undrafted free agent out of the University of Michigan in 2020. He didn't, in 2021, his final year at Michigan in 2020, he didn't play very much. He was injured. He would have been their starting tight end had he been healthy, but he was injured, and that's also why he went undrafted. Ended up signing with the Cowboys this past season out of college after not being drafted, but didn't really play much his rookie year. I think he bounced between like the practice squad. Not sure. He wasn't really an impact player, but the Bengals aren't signing this guy to be a stud or anything. He is just a special teams / practice squad potential. Now, if he comes into camp and blows it up, he's going to get the chance to compete, right? With the Drew Samples of the world and Mitchell Wilcox's Mitchell Wilki? I don't know. He'll get to compete with these guys, Thad Moss, in order to make the active roster. He could end up being your tight end 3, if he beats out Wilcox, Moss, and Sample. Wilcox and Moss. But I do expect the Bengals to draft a tight end as well, so he may be also competing against a draft pick, which is going to be difficult to beat out, depending on how high the Bengals draft somebody. If they draft a guy in the 5th or 6th round, not a huge deal. If they take a tight end in the 2nd or 3rd round, that guy's making the roster, regardless of what Nick Eubanks does. So, a little bit of news there. Not a big deal. It is a depth signing. Anybody, if you see online or somebody telling you that Nick Eubanks is going to come on and be like a difference maker in this offense, no. Not even close. I mean, look, I'm an optimist, so I hope that happens. I hope that he comes in and does, I hope he comes in and blows it up. He tested all right. If you look at his RAS testing, he's above average when it comes to his RAS score, a 7.01, and you can see he kind of where he makes his money. He's really athletic with his jumping, right? He's got some leaping ability and broad jump ability. That usually will translate pretty well into the blocking whenever you have a good broad jump, because that means you're really balanced and you can get your hips really low and load power into them. That's what a broad jump will tell you. So he has a really good broad jump. He didn't run blazingly fast. It's under a 4.7, 4.69. Nice. But that's fast enough for a tight end. And I know the Bengals don't, you don't really see them with speed at the tight end position very often, so it's not a very big deal there. But his 20-yard splits are pretty good. Where he struggled in the testing was really with the agility drills, so the shuttle and the 3-cone. So that's not a huge deal breaker because the Bengals don't really their offense isn't predicated around the tight ends being able to create their own separation via tight route running. It's more of timing and finding the right places to sit down in the zone or choosing the right option on an option route. So if he can do that stuff, he can play. Intriguing signing for the Bengals. We'll see what comes of it. I'll keep track of it, let you guys know. One other thing is, you heard in the intro talking about Cincinnati, right? Like this term's going around. I think there's a new podcast out or videos, YouTube channel called Cincinnati or something. But the reason I say it is, winning breeds winning. And as abysmal as the Reds offseason has been, there's still some low-key optimism for the Reds season because of how ahead of schedule the Bengals were, as weird as that is. So a lot of, obviously there's huge overlap between the fan bases. So the people in Cincinnati just watch a team that not only the people in Cincinnati, but everyone in this national sports media said they're at least a year away from competing, right? They weren't supposed be competing this past season, but they did. They were ahead of schedule. And the same things are being said about the Reds. Like, they should be competing over, in the next 2 to 3 years with the way this roster's built and the moves they've just made. But maybe there's a case for optimism. Maybe there's a case for the young guys coming in and gelling and changing the culture a little bit in that clubhouse. And who knows, man? If they can get hot and get on a run, and they can keep their pitchers healthy, who knows? But the reason I bring it up is this is a Bengals channel, not a Reds channel. The reason I bring it up is because they announced that Joe Burrow will be throwing out the opening day first pitch in Cincinnati, throwing it to Zach Taylor. And rumors are, and I believe it because he's Joe Burrow, that Joe Burrow can sling it. He can bring some heat. So I hope that he's practicing with Zach Taylor, and Zach Taylor's going to be able to actually catch it. Zach Taylor's a good athlete too. Played quarterback in college, obviously. So that'll be fun to see him throwing out the first pitch. But then they also have Jamar Chase in the building in order to present Jonathan India with his Rookie of the Year award. One Rookie a year presenting to the other Rookie of the Year. Cincinnati, baby. We've got the defending Rookies of the Year. We've got the defending Super Bowl runners up, and we've got a rebuilding Reds franchise, but there's a little bit of optimism there. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I don't have a lot for you. Check out this coming week for more content. Looking to do a little bit of a put the naysayers to bed, the people who are sleeping on this wide receiver group and Joe Mixon behind what's going to be the best offensive line Joe Mixon's ever run behind. That should be scary to everyone. I'll show you just how scary coming up this week. But until next time, guys, I've been Mike. This has been Who Daily. See ya!